Hello and welcome. I'm Kate. This session is brought to you by Healium Hot Yoga West Allis, Tendril Yoga in partnership with the West Allis Fire Department. For the next 45 minutes, we'll start with grounding, breathing, and then move into a physical practice that's focused on opening the hips. Whether you're brand new to yoga or you're a pro, we've got you covered. If you haven't already, please grab 1 to 2 yoga blocks, a yoga strap, a yoga blanket, or anything that might make you more comfortable for your practice today. If you don't have access to props, no worries. We have modifications without props along the way. If you enjoy this flow, check out the other videos available in this series or come visit us live at the studio. Today we're joined by Heidi and Greg, who will be demonstrating the class. Follow along Heidi for any modifications. Let's get started. Find a resting position on your back. If you need any support for the low back, bend through the knees, soles of the feet to the earth. Otherwise, arms alongside the body, legs extended long. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose, and then exhale, letting go, allowing yourself to be heavy on your mat, releasing any tension. Allow the eyes to shut down or find a soft gaze. Release tension in all the muscles of the body, especially the shoulders, the neck, and jaw. Release the tongue from the roof of the mouth. And now focus on your breath. Now let's begin to belly breathe. Wherever you're at in your breath, empty out the air of the body completely. Now inhale slowly, allowing the abdomen, ribs, and lungs to expand from the bottom all the way up to the collarbone. Hold for a brief moment, then slowly and steadily exhale through the nose, drawing the navel towards the spine. We'll go again. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose, fill the belly, ribs, expand the lungs, hold at the top. Exhale through the nose, allowing that belly to contract gently. Continue to breathe at your pace. Matching those inhales to the exhales for a slow count of 4. Pausing briefly between each breath. Take the next 1 to 2 minutes, belly breathing on your own. If at any point you become distracted, return to the breath. Notice the rise and the fall of the belly and the chest with each inhale and exhale. And just continue to breathe. Now slowly start to come back to the breath. Start to wiggle fingers, wiggle toes. Let the head shake side to side. And let's prepare for our physical practice today. Let's begin and recline knees to chest. Bringing those knees in towards the chest, interlacing the hands around the shins. Take a moment here to notice that low back flat on the mat, how it feels. And then if you'd like, a little rock side to side here, massaging that low back into the mat. Bringing those knees back through center. We'll come into a bridge pose, so lower the soles of the feet, knees towards the ceiling, arms alongside the body. Feet are hip width distance, 1 foot's length way away from the sit bones. On an inhale, start to lift those hips, squeeze those glutes, knees in towards the midline. And as you exhale, lower those hips down. Inhale, lifting through those hips, squeezing those glutes, opening up that front side body. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, lift into your bridge. Exhale, gently lower. Last one here. Inhale, lift, we'll hold. Squeeze those knees in towards the midline. Lifting through those hip bones, squeezing those glutes, pressing into the back of the arms. 3 breaths here. When you're ready on that exhale, slowly lower down 1 vertebra at a time until those hips come down last. Pause for a moment. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Coming into a reclined twist. Lift those hips, shift them over to the left. Knees drop over to the right. You can stack that left knee on top of right. Arms come to a T or cactus. And then just feel that nice stretch in that outer left hip and glute. Twisting through the abdomen, opening through the chest, and breathe. Take 1 more full breath in. Full breath out. On that next inhale, bring those knees back through center. Realign that spine. Taking the reclined twist on the left side, lift the hips, shift them to the right. Drop those knees over to the left. Arms to a T or cactus. Feel that stretch in that outer right hip and glute. And breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. One more full breath in. Full breath out. On that next inhale, bring those knees back through center. Realign that spine. And then bring those knees in towards the chest, interlacing hands around the shins. From here, we're going to take the hands behind the knees and rock and roll up and down the spine. But if this does not work for you, you're welcome to roll off to one side. And when you're ready, cross at those ankles, hands and knees, find your tabletop position. Spread those 10 fingers wide, bring those shoulders over the wrist, hips are over knees. Take a nice deep inhale here. As you exhale, press the mat away, bring the chin to chest, round through spine all the way to the tailbone. On an inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart, tilt the tailbone towards the sky. Exhale. Find that cat pose, chin to chest, round through spine. Feel that stretch through the back. On an inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart, tilt the tailbone towards the sky, opening through the front. Continue cat-cow, taking 4 rounds on your own, moving with your breath, waking and warming up the spine. After you've finished your 4 rounds of breath, meet back in that neutral spine. Bring those knees wide, press the hips back towards the heels, find your child's pose. If it feels better to keep those knees in towards one another, resting that chest on top of the thighs, reaching those fingers towards the back of the mat, tucking that chin towards the chest. Rise up onto hands and knees. Shoulders are stacked over the wrists. Curl the toes under and start to lift those hips towards the ceiling, bringing the head between the arms. Once you arrive, take a moment here to bend through the knees, pressing the soles of the feet to the earth, stretching through the back of the legs. Maybe shake that head yes, shake that head no, releasing any tension. And then working your way in towards stillness. Spreading those 10 fingers wide, distributing the weight evenly between both arms. Press your chest towards your thighs, bringing your ears in line with the arms, lifting into those sit bones as you sink into the heels. They don't need to touch. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Start to walk your feet towards your hands at the top of the mat, coming into a forward fold. Once you arrive, have a generous bend in those knees, letting that belly rest on top of the thighs, chest on the knees, crown is reaching towards the earth. Option here for a ragdoll, grabbing opposite elbows, sway side to side. Great time to check in with that low back, check in with those hamstrings. Notice how everything's feeling. And then gently release the hands to the mat. Start to tuck that chin towards the chest and roll up through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Bringing that head up last. Coming into our mountain pose. Once you arrive, bring those shoulder heads towards the ears, roll them back and let the palms face forward. Distribute that weight evenly between both feet. Drop through those knees, squeezing the muscles onto the thighs. Draw that navel in towards the spine. On an inhale, reach the arms overhead. As you exhale, find a forward fold. Lead with the chin, lead with the chest, hinge at the hips. Hands come to the mat or shins for a half lift on an inhale. Back is flat, heart is open, core is engaged. Exhale, fold back in. Root through the feet, rise the arms on an inhale. As you exhale back into your mountain pose. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, reach and lengthen the arms overhead. As you exhale, hands through heart center, forward fold, lead with chin, lead with chest. Inhale, half lift, hands on the mat or shins, back is flat. Exhale, fold back in. Root through the feet, rise the arms. Inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, arms come alongside the body. Mountain pose. Inhale, reach and lengthen. As you exhale, forward fold. Inhale into your half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, right foot steps to the back of the mat, left foot steps back to the back of the mat. Find that plank pose. Shoulders are over wrist, core is engaged. Activate those legs, squeezing the muscles onto the bone as you press back through those heels. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, lift those hips high, down dog. Take a nice deep breath here. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, reach and lengthen this right heel high. Keep those hips squared to the mat. And as you exhale, step that right foot between the hands. Stack that right knee over right ankle. Tent up those fingertips. On an inhale, glide it forward. Keep the right knee behind the toes. Lift the heart. As you exhale, lift the hips, nose towards knee. Inhale, glide forward. Exhale, lift the hips, glide it back. One more round. Inhale, knee over ankle, glide it forward. Exhale, lift the hips, glide it back. Bring that right knee over right ankle, engage the core, rise through the torso, arms by ears, overhead or hands at heart center. 5 breaths here. Hips and shoulders squared to the top of the mat. Lifting through the back of that left knee, left leg is long and strong. One more full breath in. Full breath out. Frame that right foot. Right foot steps back to plank position. Lift those hips high, down dog. Inhale, that left heel reaches high. Square those hips towards the mat. Lengthen through that left heel. Exhale, left foot steps between the hands. Left knee over left ankle. Right leg is long and strong. Tent up those fingertips. On an inhale, glide it forward. Lift the heart. As you exhale, lift the hip, nose towards knee. Inhale, glide forward. Exhale, lift the hips, glide it back, lengthening through that left leg. One more time. Inhale, glide forward. Exhale, lift the hips, glide it back. Left knee stacks over left ankle. Engage the core, arms rise by ears for crescent lunge. Lifting through the back of that right knee, sinking into that left knee. Breathe. One more full breath in. Full breath out. Frame that left foot. Left foot steps back to plank. Lift those hips high. Down dog. We'll go through that again. Right heel reaches. Inhale. Exhale, right foot steps between the hands. Right knee over right ankle this round. Inhale, rise. High crescent lunge. Full breath in. Full breath out. Frame that right foot. Step back to your plank. Lift those hips high. Down dog. Left side, left heel, inhale. Exhale, that left foot steps between the hands. Stack that left knee over left ankle. Inhale, arms rise by the ears or hands at heart center. Crescent pose. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Frame that left foot. Left foot steps back to plank. Lift those hips high. Down dog. One more round. Right heel reaches. Inhale. Exhale, right foot steps between the hands. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, hold. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, frame that right foot. Step back to plank. Lift those hips high. Down dog. Left side. Left heel, inhale. Exhale, that left foot steps between the hands. Inhale, rise, crescent. Exhale, sink in. Take an inhale, lengthen. Exhale, frame that left foot. Step back to plank. Lift those hips high. Down dog. From here, take that right heel high on an inhale. As you exhale, step that right foot between the hands, right knee over right ankle, lower that left knee, left top of foot is flat. Coming into this low lunge, right hand comes onto the knee, left hand comes onto knee, rise through the torso. Press that knee away. Feel this nice stretch on this left hip flexor and quad. And if you'd like a little more, bring those arms overhead, gaze follows. One more full breath in. Full breath out. Frame that right foot. Curl the left toes under. Lift that left knee off the mat. On an inhale, arms rise overhead. Find your high crescent lunge. Squeezing those inner thighs towards one another. Lifting through the back of that left knee. You breathe. On your next inhale, open those arms up, drop that left heel, find your warrior two. Pressing that right knee towards that right pinky toe. Find a straight line from the pelvis to the crown. Soft gaze over that right hand. Grounding through the outer edge of that left foot. Holding here and breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. keeping the lower body exactly as it is. Inhale, find a reverse. Reach that right arm up and back. And as you exhale, side angle, right elbow, right knee, left arm alongside that left ear, reaching towards the top of the mat, peeling that left shoulder open. Little weight is on that right forearm. You breathe. Legs staying exactly as they are. Inhale for that reverse warrior. As you exhale, cartwheel those hands. Frame that right foot. Right foot steps back to plank. Lift those hips high. Down dog. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Left side, left heel. Inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, left foot steps between the hands. Left knee over left ankle. Lower onto that right knee. Right top of foot is flat. Bring that left hand onto the knee. Right hand comes up as you rise through the torso. Pressing that left knee away. Getting that nice stretch on that right side hip flexor and quad. If you'd like a little more, arms alongside the ears, overhead, reaching and breathing. One more full breath in. Full breath out. Frame that left foot. Curl the right toes under. Lift that right knee off the mat. On an inhale, rise through the torso, arms overhead or hands at heart center. Find that crescent lunge. Lifting through the back of that right knee. Hips and shoulders are square. You breathe. Opening up for warrior two. Drop that right heel, open up those arms. Find your warrior two. That front heel dissects that back foot. Press that left knee towards left pinky toe. Find that soft gaze over that left hand and breathe. Keep the legs exactly as they are. Inhale, reverse. Left arm comes up and back. As you exhale, find a side angle, left elbow, left knee, right arm alongside right ear, reaching towards the top of the mat as you ground through the outer edge of that right foot. Legs staying exactly as they are, just moving that upper body. Inhale, reverse. As you exhale, cartwheel the hands, frame that left foot, come to the ball of that right foot. Left foot steps back to meet right. Find that plank position. Lift those hips high, down dog. Nice job, guys. We'll do that again. Take that right heel high on an inhale. As you exhale, right foot steps between the hands. Lower that left knee. Hands on the knee or arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, sink into those hips. Inhale, reach and lengthen through the fingers. As you exhale, frame that right foot, lift that left knee off the mat. Inhale, arms rise, crescent lunge. Open, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Next, inhale, reverse. Exhale, cartwheel the hands to frame that right foot. Come to the ball of that left foot. Right foot steps back to plank. Lift those hips high, down dog. Left side, left heel, inhale. Exhale, that left foot steps between the hands. Lower that right knee. Hands on the knee or arms overhead. Inhale. As you exhale, sink into those hips. Take an inhale, lengthen through those fingers. As you exhale, frame that left foot. Curl the right toes under. Lift that right knee off the mat. Inhale, rise, crescent lunge. Exhale, sink in and hold. Inhale, reach and lengthen. As you exhale, open for your warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale into your side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, cartwheel the hands to frame that left foot. Come to the ball of the right foot. Left foot steps to plank. Lift those hips high. Down dog. Nice job. One more time through. Right heel reaches, inhale. Exhale, that right foot steps between the hands. Lower that left knee. Hands come to that right knee or arms rise overhead on an inhale. Exhale, sink into those hips. Inhale, reach and lengthen. As you exhale, frame that right foot, curl those left toes under, lift that left knee off the mat. Engage the core, arms rise by ears, high crescent lunge. Exhale, hold. Take an inhale, reach through those fingers. As you exhale, open into that warrior two. Next, inhale, reverse. Exhale into your side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, cartwheel the hands, frame that right foot, ball of the left foot, right foot steps to plank, hips high, down dog. Left side, left heel, inhale. Left foot steps between the hands, lower that right knee. Hands onto that left knee or arms overhead on an inhale. Exhale, sink into those hips. Inhale, reach to those fingers. Exhale, frame that left foot, curl right toes under, right knee lifts off the mat. Engage your core, inhale, high crescent. Exhale, hold. Inhale, lengthen through those fingers. Exhale, drop that right heel, open for that warrior two. Inhale, find your reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, cartwheel those hands to frame that left foot, ball of the right foot. Left foot steps to meet right. Find that plank position. Lift those hips high. And then drop those knees, open them wide. Child's pose. From child's pose, let's make our way into a down dog. Rise up onto hands and knees, curl the toes under, float those hips high, finding your down dog. And then start to walk those feet towards the hands at the top of the mat. Keep a generous bend in those knees. And then start to tuck that chin towards the chest and roll it on up, one vertebra at a time, head coming up last. Finding that mountain pose, let those palms face forward. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. Preparing for some balance postures, bringing those hands to the hips. We'll start with our tree pose. Bending into that right knee, keep the right sole foot to the earth, lifting that right heel off the mat. Externally rotate, open that right knee, and then you can stay right here, keeping the foot on the earth, or bring that right foot to the inner left calf. If you'd like even more, that right foot can come to the inside of that left thigh. Keep those hands on the hips, or maybe those hands come to heart center. Option to let those arms grow towards the ceiling. Maybe that gaze follows as well. And just notice what happens to that stabilizing ankle. All those tiny muscles helping to keep it stabilized. Few breaths here. On your next inhale, reach and lengthen through those fingers. As you exhale, bring those hands to heart center. Close that knee and then lower that right sole foot to the earth. We'll take that all on the other side. Hands start on the hips. Bend into that left knee. Lift that left heel off the mat. Externally open that left knee. Finding that rotation. Keeping that foot on the earth or bringing that foot to the inside of that right calf. If you want even more, maybe that left foot comes to the inside of the right thigh. You can keep those hands on the hips or bring those hands to heart center. Staying here, letting those arms grow towards the ceiling. Maybe that gaze follows. Engage that core here, pressing that foot into the thigh, thigh into the foot, and just notice. You might wobble, you might shake. That is okay. One more full breath in, full breath out. Bring those hands back to heart center. Close that left knee and lower that left sole of foot to the earth. From here, we find our chair pose. Weight is in those heels, feet can be together, hip width distance, and then press back through those sit bones. Hands are at heart center, or if those shoulders are feeling good today, let those arms come alongside the ears. You want a nice long line of energy from the crown to the tailbone, neutral pelvis. Take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, sink a little deeper and breathe. Draw that navel in towards the spine. Right from here, we're going to come into a figure 4 balance pose. So staying in your chair, just lift that right sole foot off of the earth and cross that right ankle over left knee. Hands come to heart center, chest stays lifted here, and flex through that right foot, pulling those toes towards that right knee. Push back through those sit bones. Get a nice stretch for that outer hip. One more breath here. Let's switch sides. Gently lower that right sole foot to the earth. Lift that left knee, bend into that left knee, cross that left ankle over right knee, and then sink into your standing figure 4. Chest is lifted. Flex through that left toe, pulling it towards that left knee. Maybe you sink back just a little deeper, lift that chest just a little higher. One more full breath in. Full breath out. Left foot meets right. Inhale, reach and lengthen those arms overhead. As you exhale, lead with chin, lead with chest, find a forward fold. Inhale into your half lift. Exhale, plant those hands, have a seat on your mat. Nice work, guys. Keep those knees bent, soles of the feet to the earth. Let's bring those hands behind you. Those fingers are pointing towards the sit bones. We're setting up for a boat pose, so start to lift through the sternum, squeeze those elbows in towards one another. Great place to stay right here. If you're looking for more, come to the heels of the feet. If you're looking for even more, start to float those shins parallel to the earth, engaging that core. Even more, maybe you let those hands wrap around the back of those thighs. Keep lifting through the sternum, core is engaged. Maybe those hands float, palms towards the ceiling. Even more, extend those legs. We hold and breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. One more breath here. You can do it. Big inhale. Exhale, release. Slowly lower those feet down to the earth and have a seat, crossing at those ankles, finding a nice tall spine. Head is over heart, heart is over pelvis. From here, we find our bound angle. Soles of feet come together. Knees go wide. Option here, you can hold on to those toes or maybe even just the ankles. Hands can also come behind you, lengthen nice and tall through the spine. And then if you like, start to press that chin and chest forward, getting a little bit of a stretch here in those groins. You breathe. Start to tuck that chin towards the chest, round it up through the spine. And then we'll find a single leg fold. So extend that right leg out. Left sole foot to the inner right thigh. Turn your shoulders towards those right toes. Arms alongside the ears on an inhale. As you exhale, fold over that right leg. Keep those sit bones grounded. Use those exhales to deepen you with each breath. One more breath here. Gently tuck that chin towards chest, round it up through the spine, one vertebra at a time, head coming up last, and we'll take that on the other side. Extend that left leg out, bend into that right knee, right sole foot to that inner left thigh. Turn those shoulders towards those left toes, squaring it off. Inhale, lengthen the arms alongside the ears. Exhale, lead with chin, lead with chest, find your fold over that left leg. Getting that nice stretch for those hamstrings. Using those exhales to deepen you. One more full breath in. Full breath out. Gently tuck that chin towards the chest, round it up through the spine, one vertebra at a time, bringing that head up last. From here, find a nice seated position. Preparing for our cool down. Make sure you have your strap handy and meet me on your back. Extend the legs long, arms are alongside the body. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And exhale, let it go. On that next inhale, bring that right knee in towards the chest. Exhale, give it a squeeze in towards the belly. Hold and breathe here. One more breath. Releasing that right leg long. Other side, left knee comes in towards the chest. Give it a squeeze and breathe. Feeling that compression on the left side. One more breath here. Extend that left leg long. From here, bend through the knees, soles of feet to the earth. And then we're going to find a figure four. Cross that right ankle over left knee. Press that right knee away. Notice what you feel in that hip. And if you'd like a little more here, interlace the hands around that left thigh, pulling it in towards the chest. Keep both of those feet flexed to protect those joints and feel that nice stretch in that outer right hip and glute as you breathe. Let's take that to the other side. Lower that left sole foot and then bring that right sole foot to meet it. Left ankle crosses over that right knee. Start by pressing that left knee away first. Notice what you feel. And if you're looking for more, interlacing hands around that right thigh, pulling it in towards the chest as those feet stay flexed. Stretching to that outer left hip and glute. Keep that tailbone rolled down and breathe. One more breath here. And gently lowering that right sole foot to the earth. Left foot meets it. And then grabbing onto that strap. Setting up for a hamstring stretch. Undoing that strap. And then you're going to take it and place it around the ball of the right foot. So just underneath that right toe, not in the arch or not in the heel. And then once you have it, extend that leg towards the ceiling. Let those arms come down alongside the body, elbows squeezed in, holding on to that strap, and then start to pull that leg in towards the chest. You can keep that left knee bent, or you have that option to extend that left leg long, depending on what feels right for your body today. Breathing into the length of the back of that right leg. Just a few more breaths here. And gently bend into that right knee. Release that strap, and we'll take that all on the other side. Right sole foot to the earth, left sole foot comes to the earth. Extend that left leg towards the ceiling and wrap that strap around that ball of the left foot. And then start to pull that leg in towards the body, feeling that hamstring stretch. Keeping that right knee bent or letting that right leg go long on the mat. Use those exhales to pull that leg in just a little deeper and continue to breathe. One more breath here. Gently bend back into that left knee. Release that strap and set it off to the side. Bring the soles of the feet to the earth, knees towards the ceiling, setting up for a twist. We're going to lift those hips, shift them over to the left, drop those knees to the right, left knee stacks on top of right. Open those arms to a T or option to cactus them. Shoulders are grounded. And feel that stretch to the outer left hip. Twist through the abdomen, opening through the chest. One more breath here. On your next inhale, bring your knees back through center. Realign that spine for a moment. And then taking it to the other side, lift the hips, shift them to the right. Drop those knees to the left. Stack that right knee on top of left. Find your placement of your arms to a T or cactus. Shoulders are grounded. And take those nice deep breaths. One more breath here. On your next inhale, bring those knees back through center, realign that spine, and then prepare for our final resting pose. Arms are alongside the body. Extend those legs long. Unless you need support for the low back, bend through the knees, soles of feet to the earth. Coming into your final resting pose. This is what you work so hard for. This is the time to allow your body to absorb the benefits of your practice. Let go of the breath. Relax the mind. Relax the body. You have nowhere else to be but here. I'll bring you back in a short moment. Slowly start to open those eyes. Let the head shake side to side. Move the tongue around in the mouth. Wiggle fingers, wiggle toes. Roll through wrists, roll through ankles. Thank you for taking time for your health today. On behalf of Healium Hot Yoga West Allis, Tendril Yoga, and West Allis Fire Department, great work. Remember to check out the other videos in this series or come visit us live at the Healium studio. We look forward to seeing you soon on the mat. Be well.